Did you know changing your oil every 3,000 miles might be overkill? I know, that's what many of us were taught. I'm Morgan Lane, your safety-first car expert, and this is Recall Roadmap with Morgan. Today I'm pulling back the curtain on oil change timing so you can protect your engine and your wallet. Here's what the data says. Drivers today often stretch oil changes to 5,000 to 7,500 miles because engines and oils are far better. And keeping the old 3,000-mile habit can create about 3 times more used oil than we need. That's wasted cash and extra waste. I combed through 8AA studies and industry reports to separate myth from maintenance. We'll walk through engine type, driving habits, oil quality, and warranty rules. No fluff, just clear steps you can use today. Quick poll for you. Do you change oil by the calendar, like every 6 months, or by mileage? Stick with me for a simple way to set your interval. If 3,000 is old news, what's the right number, and why? Let's find out. Here's the truth. The 3,000-mile oil change rule is a time capsule. Back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, oils were primitive and engines ran dirtier. Changing at 3,000 miles was cheap insurance. Dr. Donald Smolensky points out that owner's manuals used to say 3 months or 3,000 miles for severe service, and up to a year or 7,500 miles for normal driving. It made sense then, but technology moved on. Fuel injection, cleaner combustion, better filters, and new oil chemistry changed the game. RSA and industry experts now report that most modern cars safely run 5,000 to 7,500 miles between changes under normal use. In fact, 5,000 to 6,000 miles became a common baseline as the tech matured. So why do so many people still cling to 3,000? Habit and decades of marketing. I get it. Our parents said it, so we repeat it. But if you're sticking to the old rule without a reason, you may be over-servicing and overspending. Now, does this modern guidance apply to every driver? Is city stop and go the same as smooth highway miles? Let's break down how engine type and use change the interval. Ever wonder what actually happens to oil inside your engine? It's not just slippery goo, it's a worker with a hard job. AA puts it simply, oil protects critical engine components from damage. As you drive, heat, pressure, and combustion byproducts attack that protection. Detergents and anti-wear additives get used up. Carbon, tiny metal particles, moisture, and a bit of fuel blend in. Over time, that mix thins the safety margin. Short trips are especially rough. If the engine doesn't fully warm, condensation and unburned fuel stay in the oil. That speeds oxidation and turns fresh oil into tired oil faster. Under heavy heat and stress, conventional oil performance drops a lot. AAA's independent testing found synthetic oils delivered about 47% better protection in key tests than conventional oils. That's why synthetics hold up longer when the going gets tough. Bottom line, every mile your engine runs, the oil is working and slowly wearing out. It's not magic, it's chemistry and physics. Which raises the next question. Do some engines age oil faster than others? Let's talk about turbos, diesels, towing, and the heat they bring. Drive a turbocharged car, a diesel truck, or tow a trailer? Your oil is doing overtime. Turbos spin at crazy speeds and run very hot, so the oil has to cool and protect a small, busy part. Diesels make more soot, which fine grains the oil faster. Hauling heavy loads or towing raises temperatures too. That's a tough recipe. AAA's Greg Brannon says synthetic oil is particularly beneficial for newer vehicles with turbocharged engines, and for vehicles that frequently drive in stop and go or tow heavy loads. Their testing also showed synthetic oil gave roughly 47% better protection than conventional. In real driving, that means it resists heat, thinning, and breakdown longer. If that's your setup, I shorten the schedule or upgrade the oil. A high-quality full synthetic can give you a safer cushion under heat and stress. In cold climates, it also flows better at startup, which cuts wear when the engine is still waking up. Big open highway, steady speeds, few cold starts. That's the opposite. Low stress, steady heat, cleaner oil. Could you extend your interval there? Next up, how habits define severe service. Is your daily drive secretly severe service? For many of us, yes. Severe service is not a scary label. It's common stuff. Lots of short trips, cold starts in winter, long idling dusty roads, or stop-and-go city traffic. Dr. Donald Smolensky describes severe service as short trip, low temperature operation, high load, high speed, or extended idle. In those conditions, the oil may never get hot enough to boil off moisture or fuel. Contamination builds up faster and the additives work harder. That is why years ago some manuals pushed changes at 3,000 miles or 3 months for severe use, while normal service stretched much longer. Some shops still pressure city drivers into short intervals. But here's the nuance. Today's oils, especially full synthetics, handle moderate severe conditions much better than in the past. You still shorten the interval, but you don't always need to snap back to 3,000 on the dot. If your world is 90% short trips and idling, lean shorter. If it's mostly highway, lean longer. Simple. So, can picking the right oil give you even more breathing room? Yes, moini. Absolutely. Let's talk about synthetic versus conventional next. Be honest. Is synthetic oil really worth the extra cash? In most cases, yes. Think of synthetic as oil that's engineered to stay strong under heat and stress. 8AA's lab tests found synthetic oils performed about 47% better than conventional in critical protection measures. Industry experts also credit the move from old base oils to modern Group 3 and IV synthetics for the big leap in durability. That change is a huge reason safe intervals grew beyond the old norms. What about cost? AIA breaks it down to about $5 more per month on average when you spread it across a longer interval. For the protection you gain, that's a smart trade-off for most drivers. High-mileage blends with seal conditioners can help older engines too, but the real longevity comes from the synthetic base stock and robust additives. By the way, you're watching Recall Roadmap with Morgan. If this is helping, tap like and consider subscribing so you don't miss practical safety tips. Now, even with better oil, who sets the timing? Your calendar, mileage, or your car's computer? Let's check oil life monitors and the rules that protect your warranty. That little change oil soon light, can you trust it? In most modern cars, yes. Automakers use sensors and algorithms that track how you drive. Time at temperature, idle time, trips, RPM, and more. As one lubrication expert puts it, the system correlates the conditions the oil is exposed to and adjusts the interval. With these systems, 5,000 to 6,000 miles became a common alert range for many drivers. Under ideal conditions, quality synthetic oil, lots of steady highway miles, and engines with larger oil capacity. Some manufacturers officially allow intervals up to about 15,000 miles. That's not for every car or every driver, but it shows how far the tech has come. Here's the warranty angle. Most warranties simply require that you follow the manufacturer's schedule, often tied to the oil life monitor. Use the oil grade your manual lists, yes, it's on the filler cap, and keep receipts. In the US, let any API or ILSAC certified oil of the correct grade satisfies the requirement. It doesn't have to be a dealer brand. If your driving turns unusually rough, dusty roads, heavy towing, track days, change a bit early. Now let's weigh the money and the environmental side of picking your interval. What's cheaper? Changing oil too soon or too late? Both can cost you. ATOS A is blunt. Changing too often won't hurt your car, but it will hurt your budget. Skip changes for too long and burnt, contaminated oil can wear out parts and hurt your budget too. There's also the waste factor. Sticking to the old 3,000-mile routine makes roughly 3 times more used oil than we actually need to produce today. That's millions of extra gallons to collect and recycle or risk disposing, and we all pay for that in fees and environmental stress. Let's talk dollars. A typical oil and filter service runs around $40 to $80 depending on oil type and shop. If you double your interval safely, you about halve those service charges. For many drivers, moving from 5,000 to 7,500 miles with quality synthetic can save $50 to $100 per year, plus fewer disposal fees and less time in the waiting room. So, penny-wise or engine-wise? The smart move is balanced, data-driven timing, which leads to the part you can control best, setting your own sweet spot with your car, your oil, and your driving. Let's build that plan. Okay, how do you pick your number? I keep it simple. Start with your owner's manual. Look for the normal and severe service notes and the exact oil grade. Next, look at your life. Lots of short trips, heavy loads, extreme temps. Lean shorter. Mostly steady highway? Lean longer. Finally, choose the oil that fits. If you want breathing room, go full synthetic. Here's my rule of thumb. For many modern gas cars on synthetic with mostly highway driving, aim around 7,500 to 10,000 miles or about a year. If your routine is mostly severe, short trips, stop and go, heavy towing, think 3,000 to 5,000 miles or follow the shorter side of your car's schedule. Nearly all experts today cite 5,000 to 7,500 miles as typical under normal use, and in select cases, some manufacturers allow up to about 15,000 with the right oil and monitors. Use the oil life monitor as your baseline and plan around it. If you expect a stretch of harsh use ahead, change a little early. You've got the controls and now you've got the data. What will you set for your next interval? Let's wrap up. Now that you know the real scoop, what will you do differently? We cut through the noise so you can make a smart, safe call for your car. Here's the short version. The old 3,000-mile rule came from older oils and engines. Today, most modern cars on quality oil can go 5,000 to 7,500 miles under normal use, often longer on highway trips with synthetic. Adjust shorter for severe service. Trust your oil life monitor and follow your manual's oil grade to stay in warranty. Better oil plus the right timing saves money and reduces waste. I'm Morgan Lane. I dug through 8 OA studies, lubricant expert reports, and decades of service history to bring this together for you. If this helped you rethink your plan, please like the video and subscribe for more clear, safety-first car guidance. Thanks for watching. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which oil change myth surprised you the most? Share your answer in the comments and tell me your next oil change interval. We've got more car care myths to bust soon. See you in the next one.